Alright, I know this is going to be a mixed bag of a review, but that being said, this is actually a live recording review again, which means this is not scripted, this is 100% legit. Everything that I'm saying is everything that I am speaking at this moment, not thinking ahead, so yeah, this is going to be messed up, but hey, I need to get back to reviewing this way because I'm feeling a little rusted since I haven't done this in quite some time. Anyway, that said, it's back to TMNT Out, the Shadow Figure reviews, and today we're taking a look at Krang, the next entry into this reviewing series. So, here he is, at long last. This is what we have long anticipated for the last 20 years or more when it comes to the movieverse of the TMNT. I cannot say anything else except that I am very excited for this movie, and I guess you can really say it's because of Krang. I mean, this is what I have long anticipated for a long time. We never got this opportunity with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie series. Now we do with Michael Bay's TMNT. I know it's not everybody's flavor, but that said, give it an opportunity, okay? So, here we go. There's not really much to talk about. The package is your pretty standard, obligatory product shot for all these TMNT figures so far. We got the 4 turtles here, we got Krang, the action figure here. Well, we got the android bodies what I'm pointing at. Now there's Krang over here. Krang's name right here, Playmates Toys logo on the bottom, and as you can see right here in this corner here, we got Paramounts, which is kind of cool. Flip on the back, you've got, you know, all your content of this series, which it features the turtles, the villains, and so on. So that's pretty much it. There's not much to really else go about on this because, in all honesty, I've already gone through this how many times now? Shredder, the turtles, it's all pretty much one and the same. So I don't have to read this, I don't have to explain any of this. We can just go ahead and take this figure out of the packaging and get right to it because that's why you are here. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so before we take a look at the action figure at hand for this video review, let's go ahead and set them aside and get to something that I have not actually mentioned throughout this whole series. Yes, the figures, I know, they do come with the product catalogs featuring every single action figure and roleplay item for this series so far. We got the basic figures, cycles with figures, deluxe talking figures. We got giant 11-inch figures that have the same amount of articulation as their basic core figures, being up the 5-inch scale. On the back, roleplay items like I mentioned. And then of course there's the vehicle, which I'll be reviewing very shortly. The Titan drone, on the other hand, forget about it. I've already seen some reviews on that thing and I've just, you know, I looked away from it. It's not that good. And then of course we've got the reuse of the Turtle Lair playset that's come from the 2012 series that's been used twice already. One, again, for the 2012 series, and then, of course, for this movie line. And I bet you we'll see it again in the foreseeable future, I promise you. So there's that. And now, let's bring back in the figure at hand, and let's discuss Krang, because that's what this is all about, right? You're in it to see the action figure. So here it is, as mentioned on the packaging, Krang. That's right, not Krang with the android body, but just Krang. So that's what this is all about. This is what you're getting for $8 right here, Krang. Yeah, very interesting. Nonetheless, it is just a very solid figure. Well, you know, solid in quotations, that's actually hollow. But that also helps out with getting this figure inside the android's body, which is not easy. I'll go ahead and tell you that. And yes, my figure does have some very, very sloppy work for the eyes. As you can see, it looks like he's had one too many shots before being a part of this reviewing station. I told him drinking was a bad idea, but he didn't listen to me. For his design, it is pretty good for what it is. Got kind of an octopus feel here with these tentacles being different from his actual front tentacles. He's also got a longer brain. I mean, he must be more smarter than the original Krang from the 1987 cartoon. But for what it is, he looks pretty stupid thanks to the paint job. Playmates, you let me down yet again. Articulation, forget about it. Like I said, it's just a solid slash hollow little rubber figure, which could also do this. Yeah. Why? I don't know. Is that gonna happen in the movie? I don't know. But, yeah, you can also, put it on top of the android body, which looks silly, but whatever, it is what it is. So we'll just go ahead and get Krang out of the way and bring in Krang's android body, which is not mentioned at all on the packaging for this figure. Yeah, but this is the main attraction to me. This is the reason why you're actually buying this set, because look at this. Look at all the detail on this action figure for what it is. It's a hollow shell without Krang, but that said, it is the reason why you're buying this. This is so freaking cool. There's a pretty good amount of paint applications here, especially for the fingertips being decked out in silver. This mechanical piece on this left elbow joint here is actually painted in silver as well. There's obviously the dull gray plastic going around on the boots and the upper body of Krang. Android body is what I meant. And then of course there's some little highlights of silver, which is not very nicely painted on my figure, at least for the head. But that said, check out the head on this figure. Look at this. This is not your standard Playmates Toys-esque of design. I mean, this has got wrinkles on the thing. Wrinkles. We've seen some human figures from Playmates Toys, and they don't have that amount of detail when it comes to head sculpts. Sometimes they can get away with it and just spray paint the eyes on, or, you know, they look horrible for what they are. They look too cartoony, but this figure looks like it comes from another side that actually cares. I mean, this looks good. This doesn't look like it actually fits in with the Playmates Toys Ninja Turtle figures. I can't believe I actually said that, but this actually reminds me of Four Horsemen sculpting here. It's that good. And I don't think my camera is actually doing it any justice, but trust me, that is some nice sculpting. Whoever did this, it's an awesome job. Awesome. I really do like it. But to go ahead and show you how difficult it is to get Krang inside of the android body, I'm going to do this in real time, just to let you know I've already tried getting this figure in here with all its tentacles in place inside, and that doesn't help at all. As a matter of fact, it can cause two problems. One, you can get the figure stuck in there, and you're going to have to really apply some force to get him out, and that's going to lead to option two. You're going to rip the tentacles, whether that's placing it inside or pulling on it to get him out. So I don't recommend that. As a matter of fact, this is just like the 2012 Krang figure. The tentacles are gonna have to stick out. That's the only way. And as you can see, Krang doesn't even fit in all the way. As you can see, he's all the way back here. So he's touching the back piece. Now, unfortunately, there's no more room for Krang to be in there. And that's at least on mine. I don't know. I haven't really seen any video reviews on this set. But yeah, for what it is, let's just go ahead and get to the articulation now, which is hindered. I will be honest, it's not the best choice of design, but for what it is, I guess I can let it slide. So we got a rotation at the head. There's no ball joint, unfortunately, because of the execution. Because of the execution, there's no ball joints to the shoulders. It is very old amount of articulation. As you can see, it is just a rotation at the shoulder joints. And that goes for both arms. Even though I was just showing the one, as you can see, it's pretty much one and the same. That said, however, even though the elbows do have pretty much the same amount of bending, on the right arm, there's actually an additional bit of articulation because it's actually a hinge and a swivel joint. So there you go. That at least helps out with some posing on this figure, which, you know, it's cool. And obviously, there's no waist rotation. It's not possible. That said, moving on to the bottom of this figure, and we have a problem. And it is the problem that carries on throughout this whole entire series. And Playmates Toys just doesn't seem to get the idea that this is a terrible design. When it comes to posing the figure at the legs, when you've got the peg system here actually at the front rather than the side of the legs, it's going to cause a problem. It will cause a problem when it comes to balancing the figure, when getting him to stand straight, or when posing the figure and having his legs split. It's not really easy at all. So to show you, his legs can go up about that much, and thanks to this stupid articulation, the only way to get him to split his legs is to rotate it to the side like so, that both legs. So as you can see, it causes some very disturbing things. But, you know, if it can help balance the figure out, I guess I've got no problem with it. Especially if the figure has some big feet, it will help out as well with balancing issues when posing the figure with these horrible leg joints. But it's working so far, so what am I complaining about? Anyway, the last bit of articulation is at the knees. There's nothing beyond that. It is a ball and pin joint, so you do actually have that much articulation when bending the knee, but you also do have a pivoting side to side. So there you go. That does help out with these horrible leg joints when posing the figure. So for what it is, it works, so I'm not really going to count it against this figure. It is what it is. I mean, obviously, if they took a little more time in execution with this figure, it could be a lot better, but I think I've said enough. So, overall, I'm just going to go ahead and end this review with a quick size comparisons before I actually do get to the overall. So, there he is compared to Raphael. And, yeah, there's Krang as well compared to Raphael, which is the biggest turtle figure. So, Krang is actually a little taller than Raph. So, you know, I was expecting Krang to be maybe just a little bigger, but for what it is, it's okay. I mean, at least he's a pretty decent threat to the Ninja Turtles, especially Mikey, who is the smallest of the gang. So, for what it is, it's pretty good. And for $8, you know, there's really not much to complain about, but I gotta remember that this is a line that is affiliated with ages 4 and up. Kids, not really adult consumers. So the more that I complain about this, the more I look stupid, in all honesty. If I really want to review figures that are based for collectors, that would be the Collector Series, which are 7-inch, maybe, yeah, I think 7-inch scaled Ninja Turtle figures, from the classics to the movies to now The Secret of the Ooze, which is just retoolings and redecos of the original film figures of the classic series, and I'm just not going to get into that. So there you have it, guys. That's my overall thoughts on this figure. Now the only thing left to say is, what should I give this as a grading scale? Well, I'm going to be a little lenient because this series has actually had some pretty good figures, and I'm sure there's some other gems out there in this line just waiting to be approached. So I'm going to give this figure at least an 8 out of 10. While it's not the best figure of this line, and it's totally not the worst figure of this line, I'm sure of it, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I do actually like the design of this figure. I do like the choices in the color scheme is okay for an $8 figure, but the articulation is what really hinders this grading scale. As much as I would love to give this figure a lower scale grade of maybe a 7, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to count it against the figure. The fact that they went all out in the details of this figure to make it look as movie accurate as possible, you knew there was going to be problems with the shoulder joints and even the leg articulation. Sweet Jesus. But for what it is, I mean, that's my opinion. Your results will vary. I mean, obviously, there's lots of reviews out there that have probably said worse. So, go check them out. I do recommend them. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel for more video reviews just like the one you're viewing today, whether that's scripted or live recording from yours truly, one and only Sonic Ranger. So, if you like this video review, hit the thumbs up. There you go. Questions and comments, you know what to do. Leave it down in the comment section of this video. There will be more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow reviews coming very shortly. And until then, I'll see you whenever you see me. The original film figures of the classic series, and I'm just not going to get into that, so I'll just continue reviewing the kitty stuff. Anyway. that this is a step in the right direction. If I go back to viewing videos, I actually think that this is a step in the right direction when it comes to reviewing figures on this channel. I really don't want to get rusted at this, and I don't... What the fuck am I even talking about? I mean, Jesus Christ. Then we got roleplay items for the kids. We've got the turtle we got the turtle tactical... We got the turtle Here is the turtle tactical... Oh my god, that's hard to say. We've also got the turtle tactical... Tactical. We've got the turtle tactical vehicle here, which is 3 weapons. Fuck it. Oh, fuck it.